Now there's one more thing here that is kind of annoying with our current ESLint setup. It's giving us these errors like React is defined but never used, app is defined but never used. Although we can see it's being used here, and even though React isn't being directly invoked or called or anything, it still has to be in scope to work. So how do we fix this? Well, with a little bit of Googling, I found that ESLint's React plugin has a couple extra options that you can use to get, quote, reasonable defaults. So what we're going to do here is look in our eslintrc.js, and under rules, we're actually going to add these couple of rules, which are on the ESLint plugin React GitHub README. See? And once we do that and save this, those errors go away. Nice. So now we can actually get down to writing, starting to write the app, right? Still have some errors here. So just gonna replace those with double quotes and 4 spaces but 2. So my indentation is kind of messed up according to ESLint. I can actually just go fix that here and under indent. Instead of 4 spaces, we're going to say we just want 2 because that's how I have my editor configured. And so that's all done. So now what we can do is make our first API call, right? Axios should be added to the project already. I mean, you can just verify by yarn add Axios, and it'll fetch those packages for you. And then what we can do is do import Axios from Axios. Double quotes. Got to use double quotes. Right? Okay. All right. So now Axios is in scope. It's defined but never used. And remember, just for right now, we're going to do component will mount. And then we're going to do axios.get, and we need to grab that API URL, right? So I'm just going to grab this and just paste that in there. Then res console.log res is response, remember. And in case of an error, we're going to catch it and just log it as an error in the console. Okay? And we have a missing semicolon. And to get rid of these unexpected console statement errors, we can do ESLint disable next line on both of these lines. I know this seems like a naggy, annoying thing, but there's a good reason for this. Console logs in JavaScript break in Internet Explorer. So it's good to, like, you can disable them for development, but in production, like when you actually roll out your app, if you have console logs hanging around in your code somewhere, it's not going to work in Internet Explorer on certain versions. So again, the linter is your friend for sure. So this is all set up. Let's see what happens when we look in the console in our application. Okay, so we got something coming back here. We got some data. It's an array of objects. It's all these things, all of these gists that I have. That's pretty cool. All right. So yeah, now that that works, you can do. You should be like, oh, okay, check that box up. Now you should add your stuff. Just check the status real quick. Commit update ESLint RC and add Axios call to app maybe. Okay, and then push your work. All right. Now we can actually, now that we know that this works, we can start to use it. We can put it into state, right? So when we want to hold state in a component in React, we have to add a constructor, pass in props. We have to add super props, and we have to do this dot state and say, let's just say like results, and have that be an empty array for right now. Right? So now instead of console logging, we can do this dot set state, right? And then say results res. So the results will be, or the response will be assigned to the results. Again, we go back to our app, no console log this time. And if we look in here, we've got state, results, data. That's pretty cool. So this is like, I mean, it's great, it's working, but notice that we have results and we have like config and headers, all of this extraneous information that we really don't need. So I think we just need to zoom in a little bit. You know what I mean? Instead of just sending the whole response to state, we should send res.data. So let's let that reload. And there we go. Good. All right, so that's awesome. Again, do you check the box off? So you add, you commit. What do we do? Yeah. Set state with API results response, and you push. Okay. Cool. Moving right along. Now, now that we're getting some results in the state, we'll want to pass them to a component via props. So let's take a quick break and then come back in the next video and do that.